Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the movies and TV shows I watched in the month of April 2023. Yes, I want to get back into these recap videos as part of my channel because I love talking about movies and TV shows with you guys and talking about all the ones I recommend. Kicking things off, we have Shadow and Bone Season 2. Now, Season 1 actually released in March, but I was pretty late to watching Season 2 as I had so many other things to watch. But Season 2 was a little bit disappointing for me. Season 1 was so solid. I really loved the world building and the characters. But Season 2 lost me a little bit. Towards the end of Season 2, it just felt like they didn't know what direction they wanted to go in, especially with the characters of Alina and Mal. It was very back and forth on what they were going to do with their characters. No spoilers, but if you've seen it, you know what I mean. I don't know if there will be a Season 3 because we know how Netflix is with cancelling their shows, but if there is a Season 3, they definitely need to buck up their ideas. And I will watch it, and I'd watch a Crows spin-off show, but they really need to work on where they're going with the story. Two more TV shows I started watching in March and continued on with them in April is The Mandalorian Season 3. This was another disappointing season for me. It just got good towards the end of the season and it kind of felt like it was purely setting up Season 4, which I hate build-up seasons and I hate filler episodes and stuff. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. There was some good action sequences and some good parts of it, just overall very, very disappointing. The next one is a little bit less disappointing. It is Ted Lasso Season 3. I became obsessed with this show ever since I binge watched the first 2 seasons and then couldn't wait for Season 3 to come along, and it has, and it's my favourite part of the week. There have been a few rocky episodes, but the last 2 episodes we got have been absolutely fantastic and hilarious, and I cannot wait to see how it ends, although I'm dreading it ending because I love it so much. Let's talk about a movie I watched in April, that is Misbehaviour, and I believe this came out in 2020 or 2021. It was definitely during the pandemic because it flew super under the radar, so I thought I would check it out because it has this stellar cast. And Misbehaviour tells the true story of when the Miss World pageant was hosted in London and a newly formed women's rights activist group invaded the stage and made headlines all across the world. Now, this movie really didn't catch my attention throughout. I didn't really stick to any of the characters or any of the performances. I didn't feel like I was watching a true life story. It didn't feel very kind of grounded to me. And just, I don't think it reached its full potential when it came to its message. So that was disappointing because it is a very heavily female-centered cast, female-directed film. So that was disappointing. I was actually a pretty big fan of the murder mystery film Murder Mystery with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. I know it was incredibly silly and stupid, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. So I, of course, watched the sequel Murder Mystery 2. Look, okay, I'm a huge fan of whodunits, and this movie was funny. Don't come at me for enjoying this movie, okay? Let me like things. It wasn't, you know, Oscar worthy or anything, but I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. Another 2 movies that I was surprised to have had a fun time with was firstly Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I had seen the trailer for this film so much that I flat out said I was not going to see it. And then I saw good reviews and caved and watched it and enjoyed it, of course. I actually really enjoyed the lore and the world building and the characters and how funny it was. I have no clue about D&D, the actual game, so whether or not it's accurate, who knows? But I really enjoyed the performances and the characters and I had fun with it. Side note though, Chris Pine should sing in every film he's in. It should just be in his contract because he is a really good singer and also just a funny singer. And the next one was the Super Mario Brothers movie. Ever since they announced Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario, I almost kind of was boycotting this movie. I was like, I'm not gonna see it. Chris Pratt is starting to annoy me. What the hell? Again, saw some pretty good reviews, saw people had a fun time with it, so I checked it out. It was a fun time, okay? Okay, I'll admit I'm wrong, okay? I had a fun time. Back to the small screen, I watched Beef on Netflix. There is 10 episodes. I actually watched them quite slowly, considering I'm a huge binge watcher, but I like to space things out nowadays. Everybody is talking about this show. It stars Ali Wong and Steven Yeun as these 2 strangers that get ultimate road rage at each other and start to ruin each other's lives. Now, this show is very, very well written. There is lots of talk about generational trauma for both of the characters in this TV show. There's a lot of representation, but there's also some controversy in terms of one of the cast members, which is quite frankly disappointing because the show was so good. My life actually changed in April when I watched Kung Fu Hustle. I can't believe none of you told me about Kung Fu Hustle. It is a Kung Fu movie, it's in Chinese. I'd never heard of it before, sat down and watched it, absolutely loved it. It was hilarious, the fight sequences were so well done, and I really actually enjoyed the story. It's about a guy who is just trying to make it into one of these gangs and trying everything he can, but he just can't find his super talent, and he faces against all these enemies. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it was a great movie and I had a fun time with it. Like many of you, I checked out Ghosted on Apple TV Plus with Anna Diarms and Chris Evans, and I wish I hadn't. Do not waste your time on this movie. It is not worth it. I'm not even going to talk about what it's about because it just doesn't deserve it. I needed a new TV show to suck my teeth into, and I'm very much still in my obsessed with Pedro Pascal phase. So I started watching Narcos, which stars Pedro Pascal obviously, and Boyd Holbrook. It's about the DEA officers who are on the hunt for Pablo Escobar. I had no clue about this story. Obviously I knew who Pablo Escobar was, but I had no clue about the details. I'm learning a lot. It's very hard to watch, but very compelling, and the two main leads and the guy who plays Pablo Escobar is very good in this show. I've only watched a couple of episodes, so don't spoil anything. I say that as if it's not a true life, you know, story that has happened, so you can't really spoil anything because I should know, but hey ho, don't spoil anything. When I watch TV shows, I need a kind of serious TV show and a less serious TV show. So my less serious TV show is Ugly Betty, which I never watched when it came out originally. And it stars America Ferrera, and she plays this character called Betty. She's not glamorous, she's not fabulous, she has braces, she has glasses, but she gets this job at this fashion magazine called Mode. Think Andy Sachs in Devil Wears Prada, but with America Ferrera. It is so funny. It follows the telenovela style of TV show, so there are lots of twists and turns, and it's very overdramatic, which I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm quite obsessed with that right now. Two more movies I want to talk about. The first one is Polite Society, and I need all of you to go to the cinema and support this movie because it recently just came out in cinemas in the US and the UK, so go and watch it. Polite Society follows the sisters Rhea and Lena is about to get married, and Rhea is not happy about it. She believes that Lena's fiance is a bad guy and is hellbent on stopping this wedding. And it's very much about sisterly love and how much she doesn't want to lose her sister and her growth because she's an aspiring stunt woman, and I just adored it. If you love things like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Everything Everywhere All at Once, and a little bit of Wes Anderson thrown in there as well, you're really gonna love Polite Society. I adored it. And the last movie I want to talk about is Emily the Criminal, starring Aubrey Plaza. It is about this woman who is struggling with her student debts and finds this kind of group who participates in illegal activity to get money, and she gets wrapped up in that dark world, and yes, things don't go quite according to plan. Aubrey Plaza gives an absolutely fantastic performance in this movie. It's a completely different side of her than I've ever seen because I purely just have seen her in comedic roles so far, and she did a great job. This movie was so intense and so simple but so effective, and I don't want to give any spoilers. Just go check it out because it was great. So those were all the movies and TV shows I watched in the month of April. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys have been watching. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. All my social media links are down below in the comments if you want to come follow me. It's at rhiannatoria on most of the socials. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye.